They're excited to see what the project does. And maybe one of the most impactful things was some of the community members that are either in the BizarreBeasts community or just Web3 reached out, maybe saying how emotional they got watching the award, be delivered to BizarreBeasts, how excited they were, then tears, and also stories of people that have said, this is inspirational. I can see a path where I could accomplish something similar.
Welcome back to TALNT Cast, everyone. This is a brand new episode, and we're back with BizarreBeasts. We're talking about the Arts3 Web3 Award, catching up and seeing what's next. We also have a little bit of a surprise. Matt is here with us. Hi, Matt.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you.
And Dylan and Kate, the OG BizarreBeasts. Welcome, guys.
Really happy to be talking to you guys and happy to be talking about what we're talking about. Happy to be here. It's going to be great.
So glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you guys for joining. I know we had to reschedule a couple of times because this has been an interesting start to 2026. So we're hoping that what's next is only going to be brighter, better, stronger, and perhaps more bizarre.
It will definitely be that, no matter what happens.
Love that. It's been about a month since the announcement, right? How are you guys feeling? Catch us up a little bit.
Man, it's been a really exciting whirlwind. It just went from 0 to 100, 1,000 right away. And so we've actually just, from the very first day of the new year, we just hit the ground running, planning, building, writing, concepting. It's been really great. We've been really excited, celebratory, having a lot of fun, and really diving into the work of it all. So It's been beyond exciting. It's just revolutionary in changing our business and the trajectory of what we're doing.
And we still can't believe it's happening. It's real. It's amazing.
Yeah. How do you think the community, how have you felt about the community's response and how you guys are being received?
Yeah, everybody during the process on Farcaster and the base community has been really supportive, friends and family, but post the award, everyone finding out that we had won the award, the BizarreBeasts community and the Farcaster community at large has been really excited, sending us lots of messages. I've been getting DMs from other builders that I highly respect that have said congratulations. They're excited to see what the project does. And maybe one of the most impactful things was some of the community members that are either in the BizarreBeasts community or just Web3 reached out, maybe saying how emotional they got watching the award, be delivered to BizarreBeasts, how excited they were, then tears, and also stories of people that have said, this is inspirational. I can see a path where I could accomplish something similar if I work hard and have a creative idea. So it's really been touching and impressive and exciting. All of these wonderful things.
I'm tearing up right now. That's crazy. I'm remembering the moment of when we announced, and you know what, post-prod, we're gonna add that moment again because it's worth it. It's golden.
And I'm happy to say congratulations. You guys are you, and I guess your team, your wife, are going to be the recipients of the A3 $100,000 award, which is fantastic. We're very excited.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Are you recording this, Stephanie?
I sure am.
It's unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. Isn't that fantastic? I'm so excited for this show and to be part of DCP Plus and our go-to-market and everything. It's a really cool project, and everyone loves it.
I watched it, I think, I don't know how many times. Dylan, you are just so genuine and so deserving, and of course, Kate, you as well. It's just honestly that moment. I'm getting goosebumps. You can't, but
Yeah, I've watched that video,
So many times.
hundreds of times now, and I still just get emotional and so excited. And even the fact that I got to share it with Leo and Matt in such a connected and cool way, and how how connected and friendly and family I feel that we already all are, and it just felt like a big warm hug of optimism that came into our lives, you know.
I love that so much.
And I mean, and that's the dream too, because I mean, you know, we work at Decentralized Pictures, so of course we're celebrating any awardee, and you know, we want to celebrate with you, but to see other, you know, community members celebrate with you, that just that adds to the moment. That's so special.
Yeah,
Really exciting.
exactly. I know I generally have that image kind of ingrained in my head, and when Matt looks at you and he realizes, you know, in that moment, and he looks like that, he does this little shake with his head, and then, Steph, are you recording this? And she says, yes, I absolutely am. And I'm like, yes, that's so beautiful. Everything just kind of came together. I absolutely love that moment. Congratulations, you guys, once again. And now let's get down to business. What's in the pipeline for 2026?
Yeah, so I mean, we've been already hard at work on concepting frameworks, developing stories, character development, character design. I personally have really spent the last month kind of rebuilding from the bottom up all of the BizarreBeasts artwork, preparing it for animation, for puppet rigging, and to have speech and ability to move and do actions. And I'm really excited about, I've kind of taken my diverse expertise of what I've learned over the past few years, and I've built this incredibly cool, I can't reveal it yet because it's not ready, but this incredibly cool kind of like environment world, a parallax studio where I can build and create environments in the Bizarre City where the BizarreBeasts will live and the show will be produced. And I won't reveal too much, but you'll be able to walk around the city and see the city, and it will be a part of the show, and it's just going to be very, I believe, impressive. And Kate's been hard at work really doing a ton of production, pre-production, and sound design for the show.
Lots of sound design. I'm working on all of the original soundtracks for the show and sound effects, and I'm as well as co-writing and
script writing, producing, administrating, and then she's really developed this really cool kind of bizarre attitude philosophy for the sound design of the show, kind of rooted down in hip-hop vibes. And
the show kind of gives a nod to the 90s in a way, you know, with the colors, the attitude, the aesthetic. And so I just felt like I had to match that. And I feel like, you know, hip-hop and boom bap, that 90s gritty style just lends itself to community and attitude and storytelling. And that's just what the BizarreBeasts is about. Yeah. And I thought it would be kind of perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah. We've kind of been setting some of the tracks that we've been creating to little animations to test it out, and it just looks awesome, sounds awesome. I'm really excited about that. So
I love that. I love watching you guys. Yes, continue. You're so cute.
So what's coming down the pipeline is, so over the next few months, we're going to be building a little season of mini episodes, doing character introduction, world building, concepting, voiceover work. We're also in the process of building what we're calling the Learning Lab, which is like BizarreBeasts Kids.
Yeah, it's like a spin-off of the BizarreBeasts show, based, you know, just for, you know, learning age children and
like young children, you know, 2 to 6 years old. Really engaging, and I have some plans to take those episodes, combine it with some games make kind of a little BizarreBeasts Kids property that is really interactive and fun and connects to the content of the show. So those two things are already in process, and springboarding off of that, we'll be producing a full 10-episode series for DCP Plus this year, which is the most exciting, you know, part of what we're building. That's the end goal here, which is to be a part of the first class that gets to run through the DCP Plus platform and demonstrate to the world the power of what we're doing. The creativity and infrastructure behind the DCP Plus platform, and how it's going to empower us as creators and demonstrate and showcase that to the world through the project. So all those things are coming.
It sounds like you guys are bored.
Yeah.
So bored.
There's not a lot going on down here. Yeah.
Not much to do, a lot of free time.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. There's so much happening. And one of the things that stood out to me the most was the fact that you're looking at this learning lab and how to kind of tap into toddlers and kids and bring them into this world. And I'm wondering, what are you hoping to kind of teach these kids, or even help parents teach their kids through BizarreBeasts?
Yeah, we have 4 kids, 4 boys. Now they're between 14 and 20, so we're past the learning state. Well, it's a different kind of learning. We're learning now.
Never stop learning.
Yeah.
Never stop.
But in this case, I personally believe in the value of helping children be creative, learn. Not just, anybody can teach someone ABCs, but to do it creatively through content that's engaging, that also has an underlying personality to it that, as you said, it's genuine. This project is genuine. The BizarreBeasts are genuine. And I want it to teach children and everyone to be genuine, to be bizarre, to be creative, to have fun, and have a shared sense of community among all those traits and not do it alone.
Yeah. I felt like I learned best by hearing songs and visuals, and I always created songs to help remember things. And so I'm having so much fun creating some songs like based on ABCs and shapes and colors and numbers and things like that.
Yeah, she's been writing a few little raps as well, so that's pretty fun.
No, these values that you guys have, they're exactly the values that I hope to instill in my own children. A lot of, being true to yourself, being genuine, being authentic, but also having that creative outlet and still being adaptable to, the changes of this world, and seeing how you can not let go of who you are, but just bring it into this new reality. And that's when we kind of come into the on-chain aspect and the fact that, DCP Plus is an on-chain streaming platform, and you guys have this entire ecosystem on chain, and the values of decentralization and all of that. How are you guys hoping to take that a step further this year and in the coming years for BizarreBeasts?
Yeah, it's incredible. I've been building on Web3 for 2 years now, and in that time it's been just dramatically increasing in potential and value and capability. And now with the incorporation of AI and the availability and accessibility of all these technologies for creators like us, without Web3 being the conduit that all that came into existence for our business anyway, then it probably wouldn't be existent at all, because Web3 is really, it's the passion, it's the fuel, it's the flame that's powering all the communities and creators and drive behind all of these tools and aspects. Like, for example, there's a Web3 foundation here, and we've been building BizarreBeasts as a project. But just this week, I launched one of the characters in the show. His name is Jasper. He's like a BizarreBeast goat. And now Jasper is a chatbot, both on the BizarreBeast mini app, and he has his own account on Farcaster. I saw yesterday morning he was having a latte at the Cat's Cafe in Bazaar City at 3 a.m. So, So that is fun and that is cool, and that's driven by AI and creativity. But because it's on Web3, now it's a part of a shared community and a shared culture that can grow and expand, learn, develop many of these ideas. The chatbot, for example, came out of the community, and they just said, hey, it'd be cool if I could talk to Jasper in the thread. So I thought, well, how can I do that? And what's cool about it is it was able to be done. The free potential of future economy for creators, where they have access to distribution, technology, support, resources, and help, and all of those things in this environment will produce great content, great products. It won't just stop at ideas. So.
I love that.
What a testament. I mean, it's just like, because I still think a lot of, especially creators, are still figuring out, why should I be in Web3? What are the benefits there? And everything that you just mentioned, it really is. There's so many accelerators. There's so many enablers that exist in Web3, and you're obviously capitalizing on those.
Yeah, and I would also just say, like, our experience in the market, and like in the DCP case, and many opportunities on Web3, there's just not a big pool of creators yet competing for the same opportunities, Even though on Web3, I believe there's the most talented creators, the ones that are already there, they're very good. But the fact that there's this fraternity of creators like us that are building something new means that there's a big opportunity to get involved and make a huge impact on the legacy and history of what's happening.
I mean, in the case of DCP, like, and Web3, like, I'm an independent singer-songwriter and musician and producer, and I just feel like in the world of Web2, I just get swallowed up, and I'm not going to be ever seen or heard, maybe.
Sure.
And I feel like in Web3, I like actually have a chance, and now I've been given this incredible opportunity to work on this amazing show alongside my husband and with DCP, and like, what an incredible opportunity. And like, I wouldn't in a million years thought this would have ever happened for us, and for me especially. Like, you know, it's just...
Well, and Kate's also been producing songs and soundtracks for my games that I've been building over the last couple of years. And she made the song for the BizarreBeasts Zombies animation that we made for the Base Creators Award. And all of those tracks have been put on chain, and they're streaming on Web 2 all over, but also on Web 3 as an owned piece of content that can be shared with the community. So
I'm loving everything that you guys are planning, and there's kind of excitement because I know that with you guys' dedication, with you guys' work ethic and all of that, it will be coming true. What else can you tell us about? I know the BizarreBeasts City situation you can't talk a lot about, but what else can you tell us? What else can you tease?
Oh, well, yeah, I can tell you some stuff. All right, so BizarreBeasts is going to be set in Bizarre City, and Bizarre City is kind of a combination. It's a comedy series for all ages. Everyone can enjoy it. It's going to feature the BizarreBeasts at work, in their apartments, at home. They're going to have roommates. They'll have pet cats. They'll have plants. In Bizarre City, there's going to be City Hall,
a record store,
a
skateboard shop.
Yeah, like
there's going to be
a game store,
a park that somehow when you go into it, you get lost and it's endless.
It's not that big of a park, but once you go in, who knows what can happen. One of my favorite locations, I think, is going to be one of the characters' names is Calzone. He's a cat. And Calzone is going to be the owner of the Cat's Cafe. And I'm really excited about the Cat's Cafe. It's going to be kind of like a French bistro idea. Calzone's going to be real eccentric, but in the cafe, there's a bunch of cats, and sometimes some of the beasts will adopt the cat, and sometimes they won't. And the cats will just be hanging out and doing lots of fun things in the cafe.
I love that.
Throughout the city, there's going to be some different environments, like we call the rough side of town B Block, and they'll go down there to maybe catch an underground music show or something. But most of the show, or at least a lot of the story, will be driven by where they work. They'll work together at Bizarre Lab. And Bizarre Lab is going to be really whatever I want it to be. Scientific testing, product testing, story development. There'll be a boss, there'll be a janitor. There's going to be all kinds of antics that take place in the lab, similar to the DCP animation we created this summer with the zombies. That took place in the lab, and it drove some of the story. There's also going to be at the lab like an HR manager. He's a BizarreBeast rabbit. I think he's going to be really funny. And we're going to have a news announcer in the city named Paulo, and he'll come in and broadcast things and just cause a lot of panic when there's no need for it. It'll be a lot of fun.
It's going to be so fun.
And then throughout the show, there'll be musical opportunities, featured tracks, original tracks, maybe original songs with lyrics.
So, guys, do you have any? It sounds like you guys are well organized. Things are in motion. That things are turning, cranking. What fears do you have? I mean, do you have is there any things that it really makes you anxious? You know, as you're moving out on this show, and it's just like, ooh, I just don't know about this piece, or it's just this is keeping me up at night. Any sources of consternation in the process?
I mean, if you want to know the honest truth, it's probably the whole process, the whole time, at every moment, in a way, because this is a brand new journey, embarking on. I guess in my mind, I'm not sure what Kate is maybe toying with on the sound design of things. We've been working so fast, we haven't got to this point yet. What we're talking about, what we're afraid of.
Yeah.
But myself as the artist and the animator, of course, you just toy with this idea: is this going to be good?
Right.
Is
Am
this
I good
artwork
enough?
good enough? Is this show going to be good enough? Is the song going to be good enough? And as confident and as comfortable as we are with doing our jobs and creating our artwork, man, that's like a constant struggle where,
Sure.
you know, in some ways when you win an award and you get acknowledgement for what you do, there's a little bit of personal added pressure because now you feel like people are watching, but they are, and they're supposed to, and that's part of the process of growing and creating. But that creates kind of that underlying fear, or maybe that little self-doubt can creep in. But you know, with this process, it's been so connected and we share so many things and we're great friends that we really have a good support system to work through some of that stuff. And then honestly, Matt, I just, like, as an entrepreneur and creator, I go, I'm just making sure I want to hit my deadlines. I want to get my content out at the right day, you know, and my biggest fear would be to miss my deadline. So
I'm glad I'm not the only deadline guy. Deadlines are important. It keeps you accountable. Deadlines keep you accountable.
Yeah,
They
do.
That's fair.
I'm curious also because the questions that you're asking, I think that a lot of creators and creative people really relate to that, especially in I mean, everyone can relate to it, but specifically in creativity, because it's always so personal and it comes from somewhere so deep.
Right.
And there's always a risk of sharing that creativity with the world if people like it. And the question that you mentioned that I've asked myself, and I know a lot of people that do, is, will it be good enough? Will it be good enough? Will it, all of that? What does good enough even mean is kind of my question.
Sure. Well, I guess from my
So
perspective,
subjective.
I would just say probably the way we evaluate good enough is just at the end of the day, did I make it personally as best as I could with the top level of excellence that I could? And then if you can say yes to that, then you can be proud of what you've done, and it is good enough, right? And only you would know that.
Yeah,
though.
like, did I do all my planning, my research, my preparation?
Did you produce well?
Yeah.
Did you execute well? Did you hold your integrity high? All those things. So it's really difficult as a creator to try to evaluate performance based upon the end product, because the end product is so subjective. So as a creator with a lifestyle of creating, you really have to evaluate yourself on the process. And the end result is what it is, as long as the process was solid, though.
For DCP Plus and everything that we are trying to work with, that you guys are very important in that plan as well. What are you hoping that other artists and filmmakers and creators can learn from you guys and your partnership with us?
Yeah, I mean, to start off, I'm really excited to be going to ETH Denver this month. Kate and I are going, and we're going to be not only representing BizarreBeasts, but we're going to be representing DCP, talking up the mission and what the foundation is doing, sharing the legacy of the Coppola family and American Zoetrope and the independent voices that they've been supporting for decades now, and that DCP is the evolution of that mission on Web3, and how excited we are to be a part of it. Because as creators, legacy is really the most important thing. So as we move forward, I'm really excited to let others watch and be empowered by what Kate and I are accomplishing on chain, both as personal creators, as joint business partners, as a married couple, all of those things, because it's my belief that there's a lot of creators out there that have a lot of talent. They just don't know how to get there. They don't know how to talk about it. They don't have the confidence to share it, right? And it's organizations like DCP, not only the support and the awards and all but the fact that DCP is launching DCP Plus. It's a business opportunity now for a creator of any kind, any skill level, to jump in, participate, and not only get distribution, but recurring revenue from their creations. Like, as a creator, that's, the hardest question to answer at the end of the day is, how do I make money with what I've created? And most of the time you have no idea. So it just sits on your desk or it sits in your brain. Now, in this way, DCP Plus is giving you the answer to that question, which is, well, you can take your creations and do this with it and start earning revenue and growing an audience. Like, that's a turnkey system for a creator that doesn't know how to start. So.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for this. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being amazing. You're just so lovely to talk to. And Kate, I'm so happy you were able to jump on too. It's so great to meet you. And I hope that we get to meet in person at some point too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Love that. I'm jealous that Matt got to do that and I haven't yet. But you know,
Yeah,
my
that was
time will
awesome.
come.
So fun.
I have faith.
Absolutely, for sure, more meetups in the future. Well, again, guys, on behalf of DCP, just want to say, I know we've said congratulations many times. Nothing will replace at the moment when we first announced the news. We can't replicate that. We're not going to try to. But we're so grateful to have BizarreBeasts as part of the DCP universe. You've got your little universe. We've got our universe. And we're very grateful to bring you guys into the fold, and really excited about what's to come in 2026. It's going to be an exciting year for DCP and for BizarreBeasts.
Absolutely.
And before we close, I have to say a note of gratitude to the DCP team, the board, the executive family, the Coppolas, Leo, you, Matt, Fatima, everyone who's participated, who's championing our mission as creators and what we're creating and helping us succeed. And I couldn't be more happy about being a part of what DCP is doing and building our creative work on top of that system and mission. So
we're so honored. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, guys.
We'll pass that along.
Thank you.
Definitely, for sure. Well, this is it for this episode of TALNT Cast, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.